Pro day season is officially underway. Clemson, Georgia, Tennessee, USC, and Oklahoma among the teams that took down their pro days this week. And not a lot of intriguing numbers, but we're going to go through most of them today. I'm Cody Carpentier with the Draft Rankings Show. I am from rosterwatch.com. You go check out rosterwatch.com, rosterwatch on YouTube and podcast as well. We have a show every single day at 1 p.m. Eastern time talking all things football. It's obviously a longer form show. This is the Draft Rankings Show, though. Sub 10 minutes. Let's talk all things pro day from this past week until the 14th of March, which is the day of release here for this conversation. All right, Oklahoma had their pro day earlier this week, and from a fantasy football perspective, there's really nothing here. From an overall top-down view, I'll just open this back up to you guys. When I explained how I'm going to go through these pro days and how I do go through them in general, is just kind of a top-down approach. I look at the results and I just kind of skim. I go, all right, well, what did this guy do that potentially piques my interest? What are the results from this pro day that I guess otherwise puts a guy on your radar? One of the guys that can get put on your radar from Tennessee was Dylan Sampson. He's already on your radar. He came in between 4.42 and 4.46, 40-yard dash, 207 pounds at the NFL Combine. Dylan Sampson was once conversed in the top 6 conversation at running back in this class. At the NFL Combine, he was 5'8", 200 pounds, elected not to run, had sub 9-inch hands. He broke out at age 19.9, only won 1,000-yard season, but he was prolific in his opportunities at Tennessee behind Jalen Wright, on the side of Jalen Wright, who was drafted by Miami last year. Not a lot of results from the Georgia Pro Day. A lot of defensive players. Dan Jackson had a hell of a day at the Georgia Pro Day on Wednesday. Impressive 40-yard dash. Dan Jackson ran a 4.44. Chaz Chambliss and Dan Jackson neither received NFL Combine invitations. Dan Jackson kind of stole the show, though, at the Georgia Pro Day. He's a safety. Past that, I go on to Oklahoma, like I said before. As far as standouts, they had defensive lineman Devon Sears, who ran a 4.91. 4.82 shuttle's not good, but he had 29-inch vertical, which is a little bit of a standout on the defensive side of the ball. Trace Ford, an edge rusher, 4.55. I don't have a height or weight on him. He ran a 4.55 40. He had 21 bench reps. 4.43 shuttles, pretty solid for an edge rusher. And he had 36 bench reps, which would have been number 1 at the NFL Combine. Moving on to Clemson, who may be his most underwhelming situation of the week. I was going to attend this pro day live and in person in Clemson, South Carolina. I'm sort of glad I didn't. Phil Maffa did not participate. He weighed in at 239 pounds. Jake Bringstool, the tight end from Clemson, was 6'5", 240. He ran a 4.75 40, 31-inch vertical, 9'7" broad. Very mid numbers overall. Barrett Carter, linebacker, 6 foot, 232 pounds. He ran a 4.64, which was slower than I expected. A 34.5-inch vertical, a 9'8" broad jump. Very middling numbers for Barrett Carter. R.J. Mickens actually outproduced him from an athletic standpoint. R.J. Mickens was 6 foot 199. He had 4.49 40 and a 41-inch vertical with 10-foot broad. Safety, played next to Andrew Makuba the last couple of years before Makuba departed for Texas. Again, when I talk through some of these pro day results, you may go, why does this matter? Why does this matter? I'm just trying to find diamonds in the rough. Austin P., cornerback. Jesse Johnson III, 5'11", 175 pounds, 8.5-inch hands. He has a 4.48 40, a 4.08 shuttle. When you start getting sub 4.2, 4.1, 4 flat, 3.9s, elite level shuttles, right? 35.5-inch vertical, 9'9" broad. That stands out to me. Jesse Johnson. Put it on paper. Jesse Johnson, cornerback. Austin P. Smaller schools that got workouts in. Scooter Risper. Mercer, 5'9", 170, 4.5 40. Borderline, right? It's right there. Haven't watched him. I don't know what type of player he's been. 4.51, you're playing with fire at 170 pounds. He did the bench, got 10 reps, 34-inch vertical, over a 10-foot broad jump. Eh, probably worth a look. I'll probably take a look at old Scooter Risper from Mercer. Not a lot of updates plugged in here. Some pro days I'll be looking to get results from over the course of the next couple of days. USC's results are waiting to come in right now. We have Illinois participating on Thursday. We'll wait for those results to come in. And the beginning of next week, we will see Arkansas. We'll get some Jaquindon Jackson. We will see Andrew Armstrong at Arkansas. We'll have UCLA, Arizona, Arizona State. All the Big 12 schools will be participating in a joint pro day at the Star in Dallas. So you'll get the Baylors, the Cincinnatis, the Colorados, Kansas, all these teams, except for I think Shedeur Sanders is going to do his own session in April back at Colorado. About a week from now, I'll be early next week, I'll go to South Carolina's pro day to go watch Rocket Sanders and some of the other Gamecocks. And then a week after that, I will be down in Coral Gables to watch Cam Ward. That is currently the plan. I just booked my flight. So the plan is to be down in Coral Gables to watch Cam Ward, the projected number one overall pick in the NFL draft, do his pro day. That's supposed to be on March 24th. That's a Monday. So there it is. I'm the Cody Carpentier with the Draft Ranking Show. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Here's a quick pro day recap, courtesy of the Draft Rankings.